Oh, hello, people. My name is Chale Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store. And when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Abeka Group of Companies and Sammy Flex TV presents September to Remember. And in September to Remember, Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. ATM wakonya na oni yako Dubai. Na wako shewa nisu adie. Na fe ya sanswa jieniabo. Na yebeko tour places biti se Desert Safari, Dubai Frame, Atlantics Water Park, Dubai City Tour. Na fe yacht party nsu tietia. Na ya sanswa party in the cloud. ATM ayen komani ya mekanchiro. Da be ya September to Remember. Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. Na yebasu 24th September. Dikosi 29th September. Annie. Enti for any reservation. Anasen chirichirimu bia. Any fresh huma true for we. 0243 514732. Ana plus 971 559 494061. Proudly sponsored by Sankofa Restaurant, Taste Africa, Ohineba Jimai TV, and Afe, Edike Media. September to Remember Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. Ebeye kikim.
Yeah, last week ni edi Womba nkomo no so na ene ye beto aso. Ai. Enti brother Eric ne to nchen no. O mana kwa bade.
On kasa yo ba wa kuma se owo me ya pede de ewu.
Ene mana kwa bade.
Welcome to the show. Welcome. Last week we show no dey.
Maintain share. Obi mom na on commenting me din ewo. Asie. So ko share so but I mean my journey na.
Okay. To make sure say we are well obi a the position no ogina wo Womba ne Chale Wote conversation.
My shanku nti me amete ya ne say ye bo Womba di. Okay. Obo Womba di dia. Ene na it was a conversation. Team do it so nkebi.
Eti wakasa na your friend was saying na Womba team no robe ben pan o se be we who be authority cra when it ha oba answer ya to be ama yen
Dabi to ma we. Okay. Within the deck na mo medin a do na frame this boy kasa.
This boy kasa.
Oh, okay. Na me committee member.
Okay. Womba planning committee member.
Womba entirely.
Who owns Womba to start with?
Alright, so Womba is actually a partnership between the city authority, which is AMA, and then the community.
The community?
Yes.
Community led by who?
Led by Numo Kole. Numo Kole happens to be the chief priest, the Ulomo of Kole.
Oh, okay. And a partnership. AMA. And Numo Kole, representing the community of.
You can say that, yeah.
Represent the community of Gamashi.
Yes.
Wow, that's beautiful. Tilly is a journalist. Edem Mensah Tochome is also my next guest. Edem, Akwaba. Bibi Ekosudi. Nyamiadum experience. Last now my information be about Womba and the fact that say AM before count. Yeah. Yes, I remember you were really mentioning that. Brother Eric, I confirm me. And boy Kasa. And yes, boy Kasa. Wa confirm me. Na the first question na fe yento aso na ene de ye behwehwe mu dintia money bar send a buy. Now I want to see the American.
Very good that we start from the background. I mean the whole thing.
Yeah, well, 1 hour painting. Straight. Don't dilly dally. Hit it straight.
Organizers of the Womba have some of them, in one way or the other, played a role in the then Chale Wote because Hoa program.
Good question.
That's a good question. Okay, so yes, indeed, some of us have played some roles in during Chale Wote or in Chale Wote back in the days. I myself, I remember doing university days. Let me internship for Accra.org, the organizers. Internship for, and then subsequent years, I was called to come and be a part, like say, do media accreditations, manage the stage here and then, logistic wise and all. So some of us, and then
it looks like I've spoken to you before on phone about accreditation. Derek.
I can't remember.
Yeah, the name Derek rings a bell for accreditation.
And then some of the team. In fact, we in the community, we've all been a part of the
Chale Wote,
the festival one way or the other. So
how many years have you been part of the Chale Wote?
Okay, so I think I was in there for like 4 years.
4 years.
COVID came in.
Wow, that's
Before
solid.
COVID came in, so I did my internship with them, and then subsequent years I had to go and help or support in one way or the other.
And some other members.
And then some other members, yes.
I see. Interesting. With your experience with them, those of you who played that party, how satisfied were you?
Okay, so it was really an experience to behold, because we went in there. I'm a fan of events. I tell my people that I personally want to be an entrepreneur. Like events. I do events already though, but I needed to learn more, gain more skills, more experiences. That's why I intended with them. So we all learned in one way or the other positively, and then we all saw how it all happened, how it unfolded from start to finish. So yes, it was really exciting.
Adam, sorry, I'm follow up me. So being a part of the event for 4 years, at what point Ena Motremo and Mamokoye Womba, and what happened? Okay.
It's let me first of all make it clear that we are in no way having a
no. Nobody is saying the last event, were you part of them?
The last event,
Chale Wote, were you part of Chale Wote?
I was part of Chale Wote. I remember.
No, you mean this year's event?
No, this year's event. No.
No, that's what I mean. So exactly. In person who didn't hear on your Juma for 5 years, and last year didn't now count. But in fact, the main question is, at what point, Womba, so by knowing you've been part of these people?
Okay, so we were there. We were there, and then I personally had a call. People asking me that Derek, I hear Chale Wote has been moved to the Black Star Square and all that.
That is just this year. Just this year.
How true is it? And me myself, I didn't know because I didn't know what was going on. So I remember I had to call the director of operations, Niaye. He's in charge of whatever you want to sell. You call Niaye. He's the number that you call.
The number of operations for
the director of operations for the Chale Wote.
Yes. Okay.
So I called him and then I asked that, Chairman, I heard Chale Wote has been moved, and it was like I thought it was a rumor, but then he told me that no, Chale moved. So I was like, oh really? I didn't ask why. I didn't ask why. I was like, oh really? Okay, then fine. I've heard you. So I went on Facebook and then I wrote it there so that those who were...
You wrote it on Facebook?
Yes, I did an update on Facebook that it is true. Like, I've had inside information that it's been moved. So he asked that I go on their page and that there's something there to affirm that. So I went on their page and I saw it. But when I was like going to my normal routine and then I had a call from the special assistant to the mayor, who is in charge of community development. His name is Nyokai. He gave me a call and then he was like, he needed me to come for a meeting at the AMA HQ HQ, and that they wanted to talk about something. So by then I couldn't make it. I told him no, I wasn't available. So let's schedule for a different day. So I went in there and then we had a meeting. There I got to know that okay, fine. There was a letter to the AMA which stated that organizers of Chale Wote, they have decided to organize the event on a rotational basis. So the letter was dated somewhere in July.
Okay.
So hence they are moving
July 2023.
July 2023. Hence the Chale Wote isn't coming on the streets that we used to know, or we know that. In fact, everybody is prepared.
Okay.
Everybody, we are all gearing up towards the festival. But unfortunately, he says the letter says we ain't holding Chale Wote there anymore, but then we're taking it somewhere else. Right? So now we've all grown to realize or to experience that there's an extension, there's some sort of an extension to the festival, the Homo festival of the Gamashi people. Meaning that immediately, a week after the festival, you're supposed to hang around. If you're from afar, you're supposed to hang around to witness the coming festival, which is the art festival. But unfortunately, this time around, it is no more. And then we have our own people.
It is no more how?
It is no more happening on our streets.
Like the festival?
Yes. So we also have people who, I mean, the ecosystem that it brings to the community, the euphoria. We at one point in time, we all make some cool cash. You understand? Vendors, from drivers to we all make some cool cash out of it. So a whole lot of people, you see, and then during the festival, the rains were there. So a whole lot of activity didn't go on. So people who bought stuff and all that are sort of waiting that, okay, when the art festival comes, then we can sell. So we wake up and then it's not coming on. It means that we had to put certain things together to make sure that all of these people will not, suffer one way or the other. So a call came from the Kolewulomo to the authorities that, okay, now that the festival is no more, let's put up something, let's put together something so that the extension to which we all know will still be there. It's a culture to us. So that is how Womba came to birth.
Okay, and you first received a call.
Yes. And
you confirmed.
Yes.
Can I put it to you that you told them we can also do it on our streets because it is vacant?
No. You can say that from that angle.
Observation,
but it is not so. First off, let me also make it clear that Accra Street Art Festival is already an art festival that is being organized by the AMA on yearly basis. But they do not station it like we did some weeks back. They organize it like in a small way. They go out, paint walls and all that. When you go to the old Ghana drag harbor, where they harbor their drags and all that, there are artworks on there and all that. They do that already. But when the conversation started, then there was a realization that, okay, fine, let's bring a facelift to the Accra Street Art Festival, which is already in existence for more than 5 years now.
Different from Chale Wote?
Different from Chale Wote, but they are into just drawing the art around.
Okay.
That is what they do.
And was it an organized event or people just
by the AM? Yes, it's an organized one.
Okay.
All right. So when the conversation started, then something that is already there, let's just look at how to put a facelift to it and then make it beautiful. Okay. So that is what we just did.
Okay. So now, knowing that there is a Chale Wote festival, which is the longest serving festival for the people, and then there was coming into being the Womba. Why the same date then? Why the same date?
Okay. I think that is earlier I mentioned that we see the art festival as an expansion to the Homo festival because we feel that the Homo festival is very short. Friday, where we have the Twin Yam Festival, Saturday, where we have the sprinkling of people around, and then the Sunday, where we do the Ngowa, that is Thanksgiving and all that. and then it is done. Nothing happens again. So we see the art festival as an extension. So it means that we won't just celebrate 3 days of culture or traditions, but there is an extension to it. So if we've seen a gap that there's nothing going to happen again, and people still are eager for whatever needs to happen. We saw a gap, and then we realized the gap shouldn't be there. I mean, we still have to experience what started.
Okay.
You understand? So there was the need to arrange something, and that is just what we did.
So was there a consideration or a discussion that this could affect the other guys? In this case, Chale Wote. Was there any consideration or discussion like that?
Objectively, I'd say there was no discussion like that. But then, even before we started putting up all these events, there was a call from our end to Manche. There was a call from New York to Manche, just so we would have a sit down and then talk on how to bring the festival back to where it was.
Okay.
But unfortunately, nothing happened. There was no conversation. There was no there was a meeting. We were supposed to go on the meeting. It didn't come on and nothing.
Okay.
So then again, it means that truly it is gone.
Okay.
Did you wanted to organize the event like the Chale Wote, and it didn't happen? You were part of it. With your curiosity and how worried you were, did you find out why they were leaving the community? Because it affected the local.
I can't find out because I was a part of it, so I knew the problem.
What was it?
You understand? There were a whole lot of external influences when it comes to, I mean, even on Caleb's show on 3F, mentioned that there was intrusion by the community people because they felt this is their land. So since this is their land, I mean, they should also be given the chance to operate. You understand? Of course, it's true. We also have the same challenge. You get my point. That's in Womba.
I thought it was is it the people or because Womba now was something for the community. So how come the community was still giving problems?
When I say it belongs to the community, I mean it belongs to the community because the community wants it. But there is the need to bring some individuals, can be opinion leaders, can be people who have experience in events and all that, to come together. So when I say it belongs to the people, what I mean is it is the people want it, they are yearning for it. So there is the need that some people will come out and then do it for them, organize it for them, you understand? But as to them coming on board without going through processes and all that one you can't, there's a challenge in trying to mitigate that.
So what is this challenge that the community brings on board?
That is what I'm saying, the intrusion. Because they feel it is their land. We feel it is our land. You understand? Because I'm there.
No. Give us some examples of the real. Give us an example of the real intrusion. Yeah. What exactly were they doing?
Okay, so on the streets, there should be vendors. You understand? Vendors who pay for to sell.
Okay. And this could be anybody at all who has money to pay.
At all.
Okay.
Now, same street, we the people feel like no, it's our land. So we have the right to also be there. You get my point? But one thing some people don't know is whenever the festival is about to go down, there's an announcement that goes on that if you're a native, an indigene, and then you want to sell, you should come. So there's a conversation like that because so that the pricing will differ. If you're a native, you'll be
given some.
Yes, and then you'll be given where to be and then where to vent. You understand? And then the people feel the where to vent, they won't make money.
They want the action.
There are prime places.
Yeah, they want action spots.
There are prime places that they know when you are here, you sell.
Okay.
So, giving them that spot, like, okay, be here. They feel like, no. So we also had the same challenge. That's what I'm saying.
How much is a spot for the sales, for vending?
For Womba.
For Womba, yeah.
I think the lowest was between 300 cities, 500 cities.
For each day?
No, for all the.
Oh, for all the days?
Yes.
300. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I come through. You can also ask something.
I think you've asked one of my questions, which were some of the challenges he thinks because he was part of Chale Wote, as I said, 5 years. So I'm sure he will know some of the challenges they faced, especially with the community. But I think one thing I also want to ask is, because to me, I thought Womba was not creative. I mean, it looks like they just ripped the back of Chale Wote and just replicated it. Creatively, what was the difference? What was that USP you say that this is unique to Womba, and this is what separates it from the Chale Wote festival?
The unique selling point.
Yes, of Womba.
Now, both events are art festivals, and they are in here to promote local tourism, to promote local arts. Now, the uniqueness that comes from our side is that we gave a platform for up and coming artists, fine artists, to come and then showcase what they can do. So this is what we did. We put out a flyer to call for artists. But because this event was done in 3 weeks, this whole event was organized in 3 weeks, in less than 3 weeks. So we put out an artwork that says that we are calling for artists. If you know what you can do, just bring. So we had like community engagements to bring together all these artists. So all those artists that you saw doing their graffiti works, doing their slavery displays and all that are people from the community. So people that we personally, on a personal note, we didn't know this is what they do.
Okay.
But we gave them that platform to say that come and do what you can do. There was no having to go through your works before we give you the chance to. There was no having to give you a theme to work on. Provided it is in no way trying to defame anybody, trying to promote nudity, trying to promote violence. Whichever work you bring on board, you are okay to go. So the uniqueness of our festival, or Womba, Accra Street Art Festival, is the fact that we gave the chance to emerging artists to come aboard and then showcase to the rest of the world what they can do.
I see. Would you guys want Chale Wote to be, or you would want Chale Wote to be away so you guys can get the whole art festival for yourselves?
I mean,
alone?
who doesn't love Chale Wote? You see, who doesn't love Chale Wote? The people make it look like it's a competition, or some people are having some back and forth quarrels and all that. But no, who doesn't love Chale Wote? We all saw Chale Wote when it
because as it stands now, if you love something I'm doing, if you like something I'm doing, you won't compete me.
We are not competing. That's the thing.
Oh,
we are not. Okay, so why don't we look at it as
Derek?
as
Are you
though-
sure?
why don't we look at it from this angle? That what if it's like a long stretch right from the high street, and then it cuts across through the mausoleum to Osu, and then it continues that way? Isn't it a win-win for each and every person?
No. Okay, I'll leave it there. No, this is even a good suggestion. No, I'm coming. This is even a good suggestion. No, Derek, I want this is even a good suggestion. So, as the custodians of the land, did you guys suggest to Manche that Manche, do your thing? We know you are operating from year to year to make this year look so beautiful. We are also doing it from here to join you.
That is
Did
why
you guys?
I said that there was a call from our end from Newcomb, who happens to be the assistant, the special assistant to the mayor in charge of community development. Now he put out a call to them because he back in the days was even a part of the pioneers who made sure that the street was blocked. Because by then he was with Gamada, so he was championing all the letters. He was doing all the letters to get to the street because back in the days when the festival was happening, there were cars roaming in and about. So he championed that cause to get the street blocked. You get the point I'm making? And then he was the best person to even make the call because he has connections with them. He has conversations with them. So he made out the call, and then he made us understand that though he put out a call, they spoke. Nia asked that he speaks to Manche. He called Manche. They spoke. And then there was supposed to be an agreement to have a meeting to talk, and then it never came on.
So you guys were supposed to have this discussion, like to sit together and do something like we are all in it.
No, we are all in it, but not to organize a different event with a different name, but to bring it back to where it originally is. That is
Oh,
not-
you wanted
that-
them to come back to
Very good.
the space again.
Very good. But since it is not happening, we had to.
Okay, I'll come through.
So what's the plan? What's the long-term plan of Womba? Is it always going to be that since at a particular time, space in time, because Wote was there to sort of lead a conversation for a certain festival, so now that is your allocated slot, or you are always going to sort of play concurrently with Wote? What are we going to see in the future?
No, I won't do that.
But
I
you've
won't
done
do
it.
that. But like what I'm saying is, the arts festival Womba is supposed to be an extension to.
What's the meaning of Womba?
We are coming.
Yeah, coming. Okay.
We are coming. So Womba Chale Art Festival is supposed to be an extension to the Gamashi Homo Festival. Before then, we should all understand that, or we should all know that, though there are different Ga communities, and then they all celebrate their Homo Festival separately on separate days. You get my point? So what we know is that after Homo Festival, in the Gamashi Enclave, there's supposed to be another festival, and it is no more there. So since it is no more there and it is void, we should get something going. You get my point? So we are just filling the gap. It is a gap that we are filling. You understand? So it is in no way trying to.
So now that you guys have tasted it, should they come next year that they want to come back to the original?
I'm sure there will be a compromising ground.
I've even I was on Hit FM with Mr. Kwesi Agyemang of Ghana Tourism Authority.
Yeah,
and he said that they got that Womba and Chale notice very late, and it was why they couldn't do too much and had to, find a way to, support both of you. But right now that we are done with both art festivals, they are going to sit down with both organizers and look at a meeting ground. Are you ready
Of course. Why not?
Such a meeting?
Why not? We are. Should a conversation like that happen? Why not? We are good to go.
Okay.
Ever since this Womba conversation started, one name has been in the conversation, and I want to ask, you are a team member, is it true that person is involved, or if they are involved, what is their role in it?
Okay.
Lord Comey. Is Lord Comey involved in Womba? If he's involved, what is his role in Womba? If he's not, let it clear that he is not.
Of course, he's involved.
In
He's
what
involved.
capacity?
Initially, when Numu Koli realized that there's a gap that needs to be filled, he placed the call to him. Because, of course, you can't host an event of this magnitude, of this stretch on a high street, and then you do not have a backing from any authority. No, you can't just do that. So, yes, of course, we needed somebody who has that influence to support in that way, in that grounds. So yes, he placed a call, and then he spoke to him. They had a conversation, and then they realized, okay, fine, then let's bring in the city authority, which happens to be the AMA. So the AMA came in, and then there was a conversation that, okay, this is what Numu has said. Now Numu Kole is one of the biggest,
Opinion leaders.
Not just opinion, but traditional chief priest in on our land. So when conversations like that comes from him, you would have to act on it. You understand? You would have to, dissect all the angles and then act on it. So that was what was done. Of course, he arranged the meeting between the AMA and Numukoli, and then they had the conversation. So when the conversation was finalized, that was when we started having the team members that came together as committee to plan for the event. That was how come we started getting the calls.
And where did the funding come from?
Okay, so funding came from our headline sponsor, Lawson Herbal. The manufacturers of
Dire,
yes. We had funding from that side. We also had funding from Guinness Ghana origin.
Okay.
And then BBC Paints, the manufacturers of finest paints. So the paints that
just 3 weeks
we're using to, do our artworks and all that came from finest.
There's a number one who will say,
I don't know America say.
Twitter,
you see, in the committee,
Right.
people who makes up the committee are people who are into the system already. Now, the likes of, I don't know if you've heard of Womane.
Yeah, I know. I know.
The CEO himself, he's also a part of it. We also have 2-man-2 festival, which is the first part about bringing the indigenous games.
So Womane is in which month?
Womane should be close to, I think it should be close to November, December, thereabout.
Okay.
November, December, thereabout. So we have 2 months. We have organizers of Ayalulu, organizers of Alikoto Festival, all these festivals. They were all called to come together to make this happen.
To make the Womba happen.
To make Womba.
Okay. So I have a proposal, and my proposal is that now we know how hot Ghana is when it comes to Christmas, where the whole world, everybody comes here to be part of the celebration of December in GH. Knowing that Chale Wote occupies the 1 week after the Homo celebration. How about you guys taking advantage of that void created during Christmas? 25th, 26th, 27th, and all those days. There is nothing happening around that stretch. And I know if there is going to be something like this there, for that occasion, it will even be massive, to be bigger than what we have been seeing. How about that discussion? So you leave Chale Wote to breathe alone without having to struggle for space, because we saw photos and videos of some days not looking good for Chale Wote, and I know it might be because of a certain Womba. There will be some people who would even come to Womba thinking they were coming to Chale Wote, and I want to believe you will agree with me like that. So if you like he said earlier, you want to save it, you want Chale Wote to be. Well, how about you guys getting some fresh dates so that they breathe and you also breathe, like they say, live and let's live.
Then it will mean that we are defeating the purpose to have an expansion of our Homo celebration on the Gamashi enclave. Because
Chale Wote happens still.
It happens still, but not on the Gamashi enclave.
You see, in Osu, which is different from the Gamashi.
Which is different from Gamashi.
Is there any ethnic misunderstanding around the area?
Ethnic misunderstanding? No, I'm not sure there is.
I think every ethnic group there wants to, have something to do within that heat of the moment.
So, Neprakran said they are expecting Chale Wote rather to move their dates so that it doesn't coincide with the.
No,
that's exactly what you are saying, but you guys don't want to say.
What they are doing is
hold on. Listen, you are saying that there is a certain time frame for Homo War and then the Gamashi, and then you do this to prepare for that event, and that is something Chale Wote has been doing. So if you are saying that if you have to change the date, it defeats the purpose of what you are doing, then it means at this point Chale Wote was saying if they really want peace and really if they have to change their
if they really want peace, we are not in a fight.
No.
What I'm saying is this. That is what you are saying.
The truth is that you are acting in ill faith. Like that is the truth.
Allow one after that.
Relax.
I'm not hitting that.
You are saying what you're saying.
No.
To say what you're saying.
But what you are saying is informing what I'm also thinking right now, because you are saying that it defeats the purpose that you move that, because he gave you a very clear reason why you should move it, and it was salient. But you said that it goes a long way to defeat the purpose of what you are doing. It's not just said Chale Wote for now or more or must get to move on and do what you have to do. Then they have to find a way of changing their time frame to suit everybody. So it becomes a win-win for everybody.
Let's think about the greater good.
You haven't thought about it.
That is why I started by saying that if we want to, this is what we've agreed on, that because there is an extension, there should be an extension. You understand? So I'm not saying there should be changes in dates from Chale Wote or not. There shouldn't be. It shouldn't happen. There shouldn't be dates. Instead, there should be a compromising ground. There should be a convo to make it long. To make
what's long?
Now, our festival ends at the Absa Bank. After the Absa Bank, that's the old Stand Chart building, just opposite the Holy Trinity Church.
Okay.
That is where
I know the
Womba ends. And then from that side, that end to
Nkrumah Memorial Park.
There's like a whole stretch there that nothing is happening. Nothing is happening there. So why don't we start a conversation like this, where there will be a compromising ground, and then we'll have conversation that would rather bridge that gap, that gap there, so that they will activate that gap to make it even longer.
No, I don't
than
get you.
It used to be.
When you say compromise, it looks like you are talking of compromise from Chale, not Womba. Because at this point, hold on. At this point, they have done it for 30 years, built their hype, which is why you agree that a certain loophole is there. So if somebody is supposed to compromise, it means that you are going to benefit from that compromise when that stretch is done.
Or better still, who or which people are we going to look for to fill that void so we can have it from Jamestown to Independence Square? Which people is it going to be a different set of people, or you guys are now coming
it's all about
content.
No, it's all about content. It's about extending content. It's about creating content. You understand? Initially what we had planned was that we'll get the art center. Well, we started a conversation with the association there to have them bring their artisans and whatever they do there on the street. But unfortunately, due to the very short period to organize this event, the conversation didn't progress. That's been enough to have them to bring. To have them come
display
to
their
very good. So why not? Subsequent events can happen, conversations like that can happen, and then it's a win for creatives, it's a win for Ghana, it's a win for everybody.
And let me ask this before you come. So, over the years that you've been part of Chale, Wote, and now Womba, has these festivals been profitable? Have they been profitable so far?
Womba. I can speak for Womba because
but you've been part of
from the one.
No, you have also been part of Chale, Wote, so.
But I've been part of Chale, Wote, not in the
management capacity.
The big seats, yeah.
Okay.
As an intern and then a volunteer. Because, yeah.
But for Womba, you are on a big seat.
Yes. So for Womba, it was in no way to make profit. That is why I mentioned that we were selling stands as low as 300 Ghana cedis. How much is a marketed? A marketed should cost you around 130 to 150 cedis for a day. So if you are taking 300 cedis for 3 days, I'm giving you electricity and all that. Nobody's getting. No, we are not making money. It's just like an NGO, a community.
So what really is the interest? What is the objective of the community in
the
objective if you guys are not making profit?
The objective is to promote our own people, our own emerging artists on and not the big names. No.
Okay.
We are looking at bringing the likes of Jasonic, the likes of Razak Brashes, the likes of Amwatin, Oscar, Charlene. All these are young folks who are into arts. Now we are creating this platform for them to come on board, and then exhibit what they have, and then the likes.
Okay.
So it's just like we have the big leagues in the music industry, and then we also have an award scheme that seeks to serve emerging ones, the emerging music awards and all that. It's just like that. So we are focusing our strength on bringing emerging artists.
Okay. There was it a tweet? I think there was a tweet and a video. Jata, try and retrieve this for me. Last week we discussed this when we were talking about Womba and Chale, where one Ankara, I think Mrs. Ankara or something, made a statement that the Chale festival has been full of indecency and some acts that are not right. And I'm also going to ask my good brother Deborah here, same question, that when we look at the art festival, looking at Womba, looking at Chale, in terms of decency, in terms of behavioral practices at such places, how would he describe it based on that particular statement in the interview that the Ankara lady made? How has it been so far? Has it been one that you can hit your chest and say, I'm proud to be part of it because it is preaching positivity, or the lifestyle involved in there it's a little some way.
All right. I think one thing we should also try and understand is that you can't have a festival of this magnitude and don't have a session that would try and then engage the people and make the people dance and make the people, have a feel of what they came for. They came to see. If it is only art you came to see, it might be a bit dull. So there's that item that should be in there to spice up the entire place. So when you see parties happening amidst the festival, I don't think it's something that is bad. Festivals like the Northern Hill festivals and all that. These are big festivals where you really have a whole van with music on there, and then it is going in and out. They are playing jams here and there. So you still have. You see, one thing is this: if you are an art lover and then you want to see art, then you should be around between the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Because what happens is that after 5 p.m., artworks are very, very delicate, they're very, very expensive. So what happens is after 5 p.m., we need to pack all these artworks to a secure location. You understand? So if you don't come with between the hours of 10 a.m. and then somewhere 5, 6 p.m., what you come and meet is party. Of course, after everything, you need to enjoy. After work, what do you...
So has it been full of immoralities?
Probably there may be, you might have your own definition of immorality, but me from this angle, partying is partying. I don't see anything immoral about partying. Unless of course you tell me that you somewhat saw some boy and some girl be doing.
Okay, so this is what is there. Gertrude Ankra, daughter of the late Ghanaian Army General and Head of State, General Ankra expressed her strong disapproval of the Chale Wote Festival, describing it as rubbish. During an interview at a recently concluded festival at Independence Square, she criticized the event for promoting excessive drinking and inappropriate behavior. And now my man is telling us it is part of it, so you take it aside. Dabianka you can but you can Ghana. Yeah, I'm Ghana, man can you can say. No, and also count. I'm sorry. After Christmas, I'm not doing Christmas. I'm sorry, by party. I'm go beach. What I say? I'm go beach. I'm go and your gospel on mobile. What I say?
And your art.
Count.
Now,
say, Abia, I'm where you count. The SS is no. The SS is no. I'm sure it is the excesses the woman saw. That is why. I'm sure it is the excesses the woman saw. That is why she's not happy about it.
It is a party.
Okay, Adam, your last question. Till your last question. Let me take you over. Yeah.
My last question is that in terms of this festival, you've sat down. What are the things you think were your, strengths and some of the weakness you need to be able to patch up in order to have something which will really bring to bear your mission?
Okay, good one. We had a whole lot of challenges. Because I felt it's because we didn't have enough time to plan for the event. But coordination was one thing that we really fought. We were fighting hard. Because it was a very long stretch and we were very few. Remember that other festivals will call for volunteers. Have a whole lot of team, a whole lot of people, coming on board to support the event. Logistic-wise, coordination here and there. But unfortunately, we didn't have ample time to gather a lot of people to, help plan the event. So, trying to coordinate the event was a big challenge to us. Okay. Which we as a team, we've seen it. In fact, our socials are speaking, people are online saying, telling us, giving us our accolades at the same time, telling us that, bro, your coordination was poor. And it is true, me myself, I know it was poor because I stand from afar and then when I watch, I'm like, this thing shouldn't happen here. This thing should, and I think it was because we didn't have ample time to plan. Okay. So coordination, yes, I think it was one of our biggest challenge, which going forward we'll look at. But the very objective to promote emerging artists, I think we did very absolutely well on that. That one we did.
You have been so emphatic on emerging artists. I
mean, emerging fine artists.
No, I get it. So what does it mean? Chale does not put premium on the emerging ones, I guess.
No, Chale has big names when it comes to fine artists.
Okay.
They are all big names.
Okay.
And then Chale, what happens is that
so once again you are looking at the weakness of Chale too.
No. I'm saying that what I'm saying is
I'm feeling the loopholes.
Yeah.
They were part the loopholes.
They managed to watch Chale. Okay, these are their
loopholes.
So let's capitalize on that
to our strength. I think
because he has been emphasizing now. You want to give.
Oh, Mr. I have a question in that direction.
Elon Musk and Facebook.
Okay.
James Town is already an hyper active place.
Yeah.
What happens is that immediately you put a sound system down.
It's showdown.
You get the numbers.
It's
already an activated already. Yeah. Jamestown, Ushertown is already activated. So we know we are capitalizing on that strength. And we will be doing that in subsequent years.
Okay. I find out they do have a website.
No, we do not have a website.
Okay.
But we have our socials, which are very active.
Okay, Tilly, go in.
We are hoping to.
Go in.
I think I'll throw my question at the last so that you answer it. But I think generally it's good that they are doing Womba. I'm thinking that the problem, to me, the only problem is that, I mean, for two big art festivals to be running.
Oh, so we are big. Thank you.
Oh no, you are not small like
that. Especially in the hyper community.
No, don't underrate what you guys bring on board.
No, I'm not saying it for you to be. I'm not saying it because for the art.
You're not patronizing it.
No, not that. I mean, for the art, it's good for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for us, and I'm hoping that the Impenyufono Omudi Echene, they will see the importance of how what they are doing, two big art festivals, how it's going to benefit the art itself. If it's really about the art, then you have to find a way to make compromises so that it benefits the art. And it doesn't look like somebody is using the art as their personal vendetta. Then it becomes a problem for me. Now, my thing is that you said that you've been emphasizing that the Womba is a place for emerging artists and all of that. If Chale decides to give a day for the emerging artists in your community, that you know what, since your community has been part of the growth and success story of Chale, we want to give you this day to come and exhibit your art for the emerging art that you say Chale and Womba is for. What will be the conversation from them?
Are you telling it to me as an organizer?
As an organizer, because you're one of your whole objectives, as you said like 3 times here, is that Womba is supposed to project the emerging art and all of that.
Emerging fine
so
art.
I'm saying that if Chale, now that they, as you said, they have the platform, they have big artists, they want to dedicate a day to the emerging art you say Womba is for. What will be the conversation?
Of course, it will be a win for them. It will be for the emerging artists that you're talking about.
They'll go themselves.
Now, what you should know is we don't own them.
Yeah.
It's not like we are a PR company or a management company who have all these artists under our wings that we are spreading around. No. They came to us. They said that, okay, fine, this is what we can do. So we want you to give us a chance. We had a whole lot of canvases available around. So immediately you come, you tell me this is what I want to do. I look at it. It is in no way violating anything. What I do is, which of the canvases do you like? When you tell me which one you like, you do a sketch. That okay, this is what I want to do, and all that. Okay, pick a canvas. What do you need? I give you all you need, and then you start working. That is what I'm saying. So if you are seeking to give a day, why not? It's still a win for everybody. It's still a win for the creatives themselves. It's a win for them, not me. You understand? Because I am saying that I want to create a platform for them. So if you are saying you are giving them a day, it is a win for them. So kudos to that.
I see. Did you guys enjoy media publicity?
Media publicity? Yes, I think we did. We did. I remember I have been on a lot of them. So yes, we did. Not publicity per se, like you see having engagements here and there, coming on the day, picking content and then having to. No, we didn't. But we did that with Angel.
Okay.
Angel TV. In fact, because I have a very good friend there, Rain. I spoke to him about it, and then he got to me. And then later on, we had TV3 who came on board. We had Adwa TV, and then Umashi TV, who is also a digital channel, and then XYZ TV, and then Power FM. Okay. So and then the guys who really did the job were the online TV guys. Those that the local online TV guys, the BNA TVs, the Jamestown TVs, Blima TV, Ribi TV, those guys, Pon TV and all, they really did the job.
The job for you guys. But for mainstream media, it wasn't too much like that.
You passed through.
Okay, so at the end of this conversation, I want to know these 3 things from you, and I want simple answers, maybe a yes or no. Okay. Derek, you are telling us that at the end of this interview or this conversation, you want us to put on record that there is no problem between organizers of Womba and Chale Wote?
Yes, please.
There is no problem.
100, no problem.
And again, that what you guys are doing, it is not to compete Chale Wote.
100, not to compete.
And again, in the coming years, you guys are still going to continue to do it on the same day that they will be doing Chale Wote.
I'm not saying on the same day that they will be doing Chale Wote. We are going to do it as an extension to the Womba festival that happens on the Gamashi land, which is Jamestown, Town. So immediately Womba happens, the next week is Womba.
But that's how that's the same day, that's the same calendar they also use, isn't it?
So when you are saying that on the same day, what if they change their dates? It means that you are expecting that we also change their dates.
So as much as they've not changed their dates, that's what I'm.
Then it will happen.
Okay. As much as they continue to use the same calendar, you guys are also going to use the same calendar. Yes. All right. Talk to your people. Tell them about Womba. Let me read some comments. Run away from here. Yes. Derek, talk to them. Let's wrap up.
All right. So
at least I'll get 3 questions. I've got it.
I want to say a beautiful thank you to the Mayor of Accra for the support, and of course Director of Operations at the Presidency, Lord Kome, and Numo Koli, and the entire team planning committee of Womba Accra Share Festival for, regardless of our differences. In fact, the challenges were a lot. There was a time that Charlie, we were not agreeing on certain things, but we still kept the spirit going, and it happened. To our vendors who came on board, though the stress. In fact, there was a total blackout. We had to call ECG. We had to bring in some vans, private companies to come and look at it for us, to come and fix the street lights and all that for us, which they also came through for us, though the money was big, but they still came through for us. So a big shout out to all our vendors, to our artists who came willingly, no pay, no money. They just said, yo, we have to get this thing going. We have to do this. A big shout out to all of them. And then, of course, to our sponsors, our wonderful sponsors who came aboard and then make sure that it happened, to our media partners. Big thank you to all of them. And to our revelers who came out in their numbers. In fact, when I'm saying numbers, I mean numbers. Because when you look at the stretch bar and then you can't find your way around, you have to take alternative.
If you compare your numbers to what Chale Wote did, how would you describe the two?
What Chale Wote did, same year?
No, this year.
Okay, I didn't go to the Chale Wote.
But you might have seen 1 or 2 online.
So I saw the stage crowd. And it was beautiful. Chale Wote is Chale Wote. No.
No, so who had numbers this year?
And I said Womba.
Womba had more numbers.
Numbers didn't here at Womba Accra Share Festival. I sent you some video. I don't know if you had time to look at it well. Now, we had our main stage at the Salenko Park between the Enterprise Insurance and then the Cadre there. That was our main stage. Okay. And the entire park was filled. Now, on the stretch from where it all ended to the lighthouse, so
it was big. Okay.
So, yeah, of course, we also had the numbers. We had the numbers, actually. Okay. So, thanks to our revelers for coming through for us.
So you guys admit that so far there has been some issues, misunderstanding. Looking at the last message from Sebonsu, you guys admit that there has been some misunderstanding, some misinformation out there about Chale Wote and Womba. You guys admit?
Yes, we do admit that.
and
admit
and it is not making it look good, I guess.
Oh no, then I don't know which ones. I mean, we
because if you admit that there is that picture of misunderstanding between the two,
no,
obviously you guys came last.
I thought the misunderstanding is not from where I stand or where I sit. The misunderstanding is not between the two festivals. I don't see the misunderstanding between the two festivals, but I thought it was a misunderstanding between Chale Wote and then the people. Yes, but not the two festivals.
What would be your response to this question? Someone talked about Socrates Safo. You heard that.
Yeah.
How do you respond to this?
Okay, so I also listened to the same show on I think Caleb Niboy on TFM, where he mentioned that it's now about obedience. So the assembly with the biggest beat or the largest beat would have Chale Wote being organized on the streets. Okay. So if that is the case, I'm not sure this is coming from Accra.org or Manjay, because I don't know how they think, but I know how they work. Okay. And they are not about the money most of the time. They are not about the money. So if you say that you are moving on, it's going to be on. And then what you should know about that, this festivals that is going on, there's the community itself that is being, there's some sort of an attachment, some sort of peculiar or unique locations or sceneries that I mean makes the event beautiful. Okay. So if you should say that an assembly who has the highest bid gets to host Chale Wote, well, to me it doesn't sink well. But anyways.
All right, so on Facebook, Peter Akwesi Oche Sako says, Charlie, there is a glitch with the background sound, please. Robbie, I beg you, 2 complaints about the sound. Work it out for me. Emmanuel Mengio says, this boy casa fire. Tilly, we are wrapping up.
If Chale Wote was to bid, like us in the assembly that will have the highest bid, I think it makes a lot of sense. And one of the biggest problems for the Chale Wote guys has been sponsorship. Okay. So if they think that they are not one of the ways to make the festival itself generate some form of revenue and sustain itself, because they're not getting sponsorship, is to get the highest bidder and then they will bring it to your community. It makes sense, because clearly what these people have done shows that if they situate the festival in one place and they build a certain bars around it and they decide to leave, it will become some form of problem for them now for actually activating a certain place.
They'll be on 18 more.
Let me finish. They'll be on 18 more Womba in the future.
All right, so I end the first segment here on this